In the quiet corners of a bustling city, nestled between the cacophony of honking cars and the soft whispers of the wind, lived an elderly woman named Alara, with silver hair that cascaded like a waterfall down her back, and eyes that sparkled with the wisdom of years gone by. Alara was known not just for her age, but for her remarkable sharpness of mind. While others her age struggled to recall names or remember where they had placed their keys, Alara moved through life with a clarity and focus that left many in awe. Curious about her secret, a group of young adults from the neighborhood decided to seek her out, eager to uncover the key to her mental acuity.
One sunny afternoon, they gathered in Alara's cozy living room, where the walls were adorned with photographs of her travels and the shelves overflowed with books. As they settled into plush chairs, the air filled with anticipation. Alara, with a knowing smile, began to share her story, weaving in the vital role of 7 essential vitamins that had become her allies in maintaining sharp memory and clear focus. First, Alara began, let me tell you about vitamin B1, or thiamine. This little powerhouse is crucial for converting carbohydrates into energy. You see, our brains are incredibly demanding when it comes to energy. They consume about 20% of the body's total energy. Thiamine helps ensure that the brain receives the fuel it needs to function optimally. When I began incorporating more whole grains, legumes, and nuts into my diet, I noticed a significant improvement in my cognitive abilities. I could think more clearly, and my memory felt sharper. It was as if a fog had lifted, and I could see the world in vibrant colors again. The young adults leaned in closer, captivated by Alara's words. She continued, next is vitamin B2, also known as riboflavin. This vitamin plays a vital role in the body's energy production and helps protect the brain from oxidative stress. It's found in eggs, green leafy vegetables, and dairy products. I remember the day I decided to add more spinach and kale to my meals. Not only did I feel more energized, but I also noticed that my mind was clearer. I could focus on tasks for longer periods without feeling mentally fatigued. It was as if my brain had been given a fresh coat of paint, vibrant and alive. Alara paused for a moment, allowing her words to sink in. The young adults exchanged glances, intrigued by the idea that something as simple as food could have such profound effects. With a twinkle in her eye, she pressed on. Now let's talk about vitamin B6, or pyridoxine. This vitamin is essential for neurotransmitter synthesis, which is critical for communication between brain cells. When I learned about the importance of foods rich in B6, such as bananas, chickpeas, and fish, I made it a point to include them in my diet. The change was remarkable. I felt more alert, and my ability to recall information improved significantly. It was as if I had unlocked a door in my mind that had been closed for far too long. The room was filled with a sense of wonder as Alara shared her journey. Then there's vitamin B12, or cobalamin. This vitamin is vital for maintaining the health of nerve cells and producing DNA. A deficiency in B12 can lead to cognitive decline, which is something I was determined to avoid. I started incorporating more animal products into my meals, such as fish, poultry, and dairy. The impact was undeniable. My thoughts became sharper, and I could concentrate on my writing for hours without losing focus. It was like finding a hidden treasure within myself. Alara noticed the young adults were hanging on her every word, their eyes wide with fascination. She smiled warmly, feeling a sense of connection with them. Now let's not forget about vitamin C. This vitamin is renowned for its immune-boosting properties, but it also plays a crucial role in brain health. It helps protect against oxidative stress and supports the production of neurotransmitters. I made it a habit to consume citrus fruits, strawberries, and bell peppers daily. The result? A sharper mind and an enhanced ability to process information. I felt as if I had a mental shield, protecting me from the chaos of the world. As she spoke, Alara could see the wheels turning in the minds of her listeners. They were beginning to understand the significance of nutrition in enhancing cognitive function. And then there's vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect brain cells from oxidative damage. I began incorporating more nuts, seeds, and avocados into my diet. The difference was astonishing. My memory improved, and I found myself recalling details from years past with ease. It was like dusting off an old photo album and rediscovering cherished memories. Ilara's voice grew more animated as she neared the end of her list. Finally, we must talk about omega-3 fatty acids. While not a vitamin in the traditional sense, these essential fats are critical for brain health. They support the structure of brain cells and are known to enhance cognitive function. I made it a point to include fatty fish like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds in my meals. The change was profound. I felt more mentally agile, and my creativity flourished. Writing became a joy rather than a chore, and I could express my thoughts with clarity and precision. The young adults were now fully engaged, their curiosity ignited. They began to ask questions, eager to learn more about how they could enhance their own cognitive abilities. Ilara, delighted by their enthusiasm, shared her personal experiences with each vitamin, recounting how small dietary changes had led to significant improvements in her mental clarity and focus. As the afternoon sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm glow across the room, Ilara encouraged her listeners to embrace a holistic approach to brain health. It's not just about individual vitamins, it's about creating a balanced diet rich in nutrients that support overall well-being. Hydration is equally important. Our brains need water to function optimally. And don't forget about physical activity. Regular exercise increases blood flow to the brain, promoting the delivery of oxygen and nutrients. It's a beautiful cycle, one that nourishes both body and mind. The young adults nodded, absorbing her wisdom. They could see how the pieces of the puzzle fit together, how a simple shift in their eating habits could lead to a sharper mind and clearer focus. Inspired by Ilara's story, they made a pact to prioritize their health, to explore the world of nutrition, and to incorporate the vitamins she had mentioned into their lives. As the sun set and the first stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, Ilara felt a sense of fulfillment. She had shared not just knowledge, but a passion for life and well-being. The young adults left her home that day with a renewed sense of purpose, armed with the understanding that their choices could shape their futures. In the weeks that followed, Ilara watched as her new friends transformed their lives. They began to experiment with colorful fruits and vegetables, exploring recipes that celebrated the vitamins that had become her allies. They shared their successes and challenges, creating a community that thrived on support and encouragement. Ilara felt a warmth in her heart, knowing she had played a part in their journey toward better health. One day, as she sat in her garden, surrounded by blooming flowers, Ilara received a message from one of the young adults. They had organized a small gathering to celebrate their progress, and they wanted her to be the guest of honor. Ilara's heart swelled with joy at the thought of being surrounded by the vibrant energy of youth and the shared commitment to health. On the day of the gathering, Ilara arrived to find a beautifully decorated space, filled with laughter and excitement. The young adults had prepared a feast featuring dishes rich in the vitamins they had learned about. As they gathered around the table, they shared stories of their experiences, the challenges they had faced, and the victories they had celebrated. Ilara felt a sense of pride as she listened to their enthusiasm and dedication. The evening unfolded with laughter, music, and heartfelt conversations. Ilara was invited to share her journey once more, and as she spoke, she could see the spark in their eyes, the same spark that had ignited within her years ago. She spoke of the importance of nurturing not just the body, but the mind, of embracing a lifestyle that honored both. As the night wore on, they engaged in games that challenged their mental agility. Each round met with cheers and playful banter. Ilara felt invigorated, her spirit lifted by the energy of the gathering. She realized that the vitamins she had spoken of were not just nutrients, they were symbols of a deeper connection, a connection to oneself, to others, and to the world around them. As the evening came to a close, Ilara looked around at the faces illuminated by the soft glow of string lights. She felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. The seeds of knowledge she had planted were blossoming into a beautiful garden of health and vitality. The young adults had not only embraced the vitamins that enhanced blood circulation to the brain, but had also cultivated a community rooted in support and shared goals. In the months that followed, Alara continued to nurture her friendships with the young adults. They would meet regularly, sharing meals and discussing their progress. They explored new recipes, experimented with different foods, and celebrated each other's achievements. Alara felt a renewed sense of purpose as she guided them on their journey, sharing not just her knowledge, but her love for life. One day, as they gathered in her garden, one of the young adults stood up and proposed a toast. "To Alara," they began, "for being our guide, our inspiration, and our friend. You've taught us that health is not just about the body, but the mind as well. Here's to the vitamins that enhance our lives, and to the connections we've forged along the way." The group raised their glasses, laughter and cheers filling the air. Alara felt a warmth spread through her heart. She realized that her journey with the 7 vitamins had led her to something far greater, a community bound by shared values, a celebration of life, and a commitment to supporting one another. As the years rolled on, Alara continued to thrive, her mind sharp and her spirit vibrant. She embraced each day with gratitude, knowing that the choices she had made had not only transformed her own life, but had also inspired others to embark on their journeys of health and wellness. In the end, it wasn't just about the vitamins that enhanced blood circulation to the brain. It was about the love, connection, and shared experiences that enriched their lives. Alara had become a beacon of light in their lives, illuminating the path toward a future filled with clarity, focus, and joy.